guys, I just got done with a class all about structural engineering. Basically looking at drawings for building houses and things like that down here in Pigeon Forge, and figured I would just drop a little note or some of my own thoughts on some of the things that has come up recently with real estate. And one of the things, the big one, is all this talk of a 50-year mortgage. And there's a lot of thoughts on it, a lot of thoughts. And I kind of want to maybe bring some clarity to reality. We've had a 30-year mortgage for so long, I think we've kind of forgotten how things have transpired over the years. Way back in the day, like in the 20s, 30s, it was a 10-year mortgage. And yes, of course, houses only cost $6,000, but you also only got paid like $1 a week. So, we can't make 100% fair comparisons because at that time they also weren't paying as much for gas. They didn't drive as far as we do now. Homeowners insurance, I don't think existed. Health insurance. I mean, you go down the list of all the things: cell phones, internet, TVs, all these things they just didn't pay for. Right, so their overall costs were less as well. I'm not trying to make a direct comparison to that, but I do want to reflect on where we've come from, and where we are. Yes, it's more expensive to live. It just is. Inflation happens, and wages don't always keep up with everything else. As I like to say, Corvettes. You used to be able to buy a Corvette for $6,000, right? So. Go down the list, whether it's gas, food. I can't fathom the cost of beef right now. It's like $5 for ground beef, $5 a pound for ground beef. I remember when it was like $3 a pound for chuck roast, right? So rather than focusing on that and the complaining of how it used to be, let's look at what we do have. And what we have are tools. Everything is a tool, okay? Your down payment is a tool. Your mortgage is a tool. I'll share one of my own experiences. So first off, the not the depression, the recession, when everything fell in 2007-8, one of the reasons it fell was there was adjustable rate mortgages. And people's rates all of a sudden changed, and they were paying principal. Now, they didn't go up necessarily because rates have been going down since like 04, 05. But they had these adjustable rates that also had like interest only, and then all of a sudden the principal kicked in, and there was all kinds of stuff. And adjustable rate mortgages kind of got a bad rap, especially once you had rates in the threes. It's like, what's the point of an adjustable rate? Because usually adjustable rates have a low rate for a few years, and then the rate can change up to like 1% or more every so often, or whatever. Well, I was able to take advantage of an adjustable rate mortgage. It was with zero. That gave me zero down, 0% down payment, and it was a 5, 5, and 1 adjustable rate. So it was one rate for 5 years. And then the next 5 years, there might be an adjustment there, but it was a maximum. It could only adjust by so much. And then that rate was for 5 years. So in 10 years, I would have a certain amount, and then it could possibly adjust again. And it was good for me because I knew I wasn't likely to stay in that home for 10 years. I also knew I could probably refinance once I got into it, got some things going. I just didn't have money for a down payment, and I liked that zero down option, but my income level at the time, my business was growing, and I didn't qualify for some other zero down programs, and this one worked. And so it was a tool. The mortgage was a tool to get me into a home that I ended up being able to sell, and I had a lot of equity in. I made a lot of equity out of it. So think of your mortgage that way. Whether it's a 15-year, a 30-year, 50-year, it's a tool to get you into a home. How you use the tool is up to you. Okay? You don't use a hammer to drill in a screw. use a hammer to hammer a nail, right? And so if you use a 50-year mortgage to get into your home and be in your home forever, that's not probably going to be a very good tool. If you're using it to get into a home with a lower payment, as a lot of people are putting out these examples, it might, depending on the home price, it might save you $150 to $250 a month. But also it might just qualify you to buy something. It might qualify you to buy a little bit more so that you can now stay in that home for 10 years rather than only 5 years. But here's the big kicker, the real thing. You can always pay more on your principal. A lot of these things that people are showing, they show that you are going to pay all this interest over 50 years. And in 10 years, you're only going to have built $10,000 in equity, which, yeah, that really would suck, okay? But nothing is preventing you from saving up your money and paying down the principal. Most people expect to get a pay raise every year, and maybe it's not a big amount, but maybe you're still paying off some debt. You get a little bit of debt paid off. Now all of a sudden you can start dropping more money on your principal. And as you pay down your principal, you will cut years off of your mortgage. Even just making one principal payment a year through the life of a mortgage can cut, like, I don't know, 25% off of the time that you pay, or something like that. That's on a 30-year mortgage. So you have that option to pay extra on the principal. As you pay extra on the principal, that reduces the amount of interest you pay over time. And you can also always refinance it. So when you're in a place where you have less debt, better credit, making more income, you can refinance what you do owe on the property back into like a 30-year mortgage. And now your situation is different, so hopefully, probably you qualify better. If rates come down a little bit, if rates come down 1%, all of a sudden you're going to qualify for more, so you can refinance the property and be in a much better position. So we need to look at it as a tool, and it's a tool that has ways that it should and should not be used. And ultimately, though, still, let's say you buy it when you're 20, 30, yes, you have it for 50 years. But you do have an asset. So 40 years from now, you could sell it and you have an asset versus paying rent for 30 years, right? And so does it suck to be paying a whole bunch of interest like that? Yes. Is it still a little bit better to have a house where you get to fix the things? I say get to because you can do it the way that you want to in your time. You don't have to wait 2 weeks for the landlord to take care of it, or a month, or whatever it is. And you can do it the way you want. You can make changes to it. You can have pets. There's so many benefits to owning the home versus not owning the home that I still think it makes it more worth it. It's not ideal, but it depends on your life circumstance. So, is the 50-year mortgage all bad? No. Is it ideal for everybody? No. Can it be a helpful tool for some? Yes. So that's really what I want to share, and hopefully that helps you. And if you've got questions about your own personal situation and what you're trying to do, please come talk to me. Reach out. I'd love to help you out. If you're in the greater Knoxville area, I can help you find a place. If you're outside the area and you just want to talk about something, look me up. You can give me a call, shoot me an email. Just don't send me spam and scam texts. Anyways, here's to you and your wealth building journey through real estate. See you on the next video.